Halloween weekend is upon us, and it wouldn't be a spooky season without maybe curling up with a book by the king of safe scares, R.L. Stine. The prolific author is celebrating 30 years, if you can believe it, of thrills and chills with his best-selling horror series, Goosebumps, a series that has sold nearly 500 million copies in dozens of languages and has spawned both TV and movie adaptations. After delivering stories to generations of kids and tweens, Stine isn't slowing down at all. The latest Goosebumps entry, Slappy Beware, just came out last month. So the legend himself joins us here in studio today with so many people in this building excited to meet R.L. Stine. Thank you so much.
You're too kind, I think.
Well, I knew
You're too kind.
After talking to you, I figured that interview may be a little much, the introduction may be a little much for you.
No, I can take it.
All right, but it's all true.
In fact, if you could do it again, I'd really appreciate it.
All right,
sure.
hang on. The legend himself. You know, we were just talking a little bit, and I said just, you know, off the cuff that you're really funny in sitting here and talking to you.
I try.
Well, you said you'd rather be funny than scary?
Always. That's all I ever wanted to be, was funny.
When you
never
set out?
planned to be scary. It was not that someone else asked me to be scary. That's the embarrassing part of it.
How did that happen?
It wasn't even my idea.
Whose idea was it?
I was doing joke books and funny books. I wrote Bazooka Joe comics. I was doing funny stuff. And this editor at Scholastic, we had lunch with her, and she arrived at lunch angry. She said she just had a fight with a guy who wrote young adult horror novels. And she said, well, you could write a good teen horror novel. Go home and write a book called Blind Date. She gave me the title. I didn't know what she was talking about. What's a teen horror novel?
Right.
I said, oh, sure, no problem, no problem. I went running to the bookstore to see what people were doing, what it was about. I wrote this book, Blind Date. It's a #1 bestseller. So, wait a minute, forget the funny stuff.
That's right. Maybe there's something here.
Maybe I'm going to be scary from now on.
Goosebumps is the second most popular series to Harry Potter. I mean, that's a huge thing. Did you ever anticipate when you began? I know you say it wasn't what you meant to do.
It.
Right.
You know.
And how could you plan this?
I didn't want to do Goosebumps. That's the kind of businessman I am. My editor said, we got to try a scary series for 7 to 11-year-olds. I said, no, I really don't want to. Because I was doing a teen series called Fear Street, and it was doing really well, and I didn't want to mess up the Fear Street audience. But they kept after me, and finally I said, all right, if we can think of a good name for the series, we can try 2 or 3.
Wow.
Now it's 30 years later.
Do you get more ideas and better as you go on?
No, much worse.
Worse?
No, it's so much harder.
It's because you've already done this and
everything.
This. Right.
And look, I have to write about this dummy that comes to life, Slappy the evil dummy, right? He's my favorite character, my least favorite character.
Why? My
favorite because everyone loves him. And this Halloween, thousands of kids will go out as Slappy.
Yeah.
And that's a real thrill. My least favorite because who wants to write over and over again about a dummy that comes? I've written 15 books about a dummy that comes to life, and it gets harder every time.
What's the most fulfilling part of, say, the last 30 years of doing what you do?
You want a serious answer?
Give me both, because I like your not serious answers.
The fan mail is the best part. The mail is the best.
Yep.
Here's a letter I got a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Dear R.L. Stine, I don't know if you remember me or not, but when you visited my school, I'm the one who stepped on your foot.
That was it?
Yeah, I do remember that kid. Now, I'll give you 2 more.
Sure.
Dear R.L. Stine, these are real, I'm not making it.
Oh, I bet.
Dear R.L. Stine, you're my second favorite author. That was the whole letter.
No first.
No.
So now you still don't know who the first is.
No. Okay. Total suspense. Here's my favorite letter. Maybe you've heard me tell this one. From all the years, from a boy. Dear R.L. Stine, I've read 40 of your books, and I think they're really boring.
Really?
That's a perfect letter.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You're not laughing. That's funny.
No.
That's funny.
It was. I'm sitting here talking to you, and I met you in the lobby, and we brought you up, and I said to you, you're as unassuming and mild-mannered and humble as anybody else that someone would meet with all of your success. How do you do that? How do you not let all of the success go to your head?
Because it's what a wonderful thing. How lucky I am. I just think all the time how lucky I am. I came from a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. I grew up in Columbus. My family was incredibly poor, And we had 3 doors from the railroad tracks. And I just, desperate. I got to New York. I wanted to be a writer. I didn't know anyone in New York. I didn't know another person. And now to have the success, this beyond my wildest, I'm just lucky.
Yeah, well, so are all the people, all the generations of kids who learned to read because of your books, who read under the covers with the flashlight. My son says he loved the Goosebump series as well.
Right.
And the movie where Jack Black played you, but...
Yeah, Jack and I are like twins, right? People mistake us.
It was
all
a good
the
movie.
time.
I want to see a comedy book. I really do.
Okay.
R.L. Stine, mind behind highly successful Goosebump series. We can't thank you enough.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.